Hi, 11 friends. Chris here from Light. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for joining me here today. So here today, I'm out in Port Moody. I'm along the beach, along the sea of possibilities again today. So I have a 360 view. I hope that you enjoy your view today. Today we're going to talk about judgment. Today, judgment, okay? Now Jesus said that judge not that ye be not judged. For what judgment ye judge, ye shall be judged. And with what measures ye met, it shall be measured to you again. Words of Jesus, Matthew 7:1. So look at others with love and just allow with love, right? Without judgment, just allow them to be who they are. That's what today's about, eh? To just allow them to be who they are, right? So in this moment and after, let them be as they are. When we intervene to assist someone, we want to be above judgment of that person. We have to be able to assess when someone is asking for help. Like I'm sure, like if you're going to ask people, you want to help them, right? Maybe you just want to help them. But then sometimes they don't want your help. So we have to assess this, right? Sometimes we're stuck on the righteous and I have a right, I can help them, but then it wouldn't work, right? So what we want to do is we want to be able to assess when someone is asking for help or is not asking for help. And we want to be able to assess their choices in this matter, okay? It's very important for healers. I know that we want to help everybody, but not everybody wants your help, okay? Not right now, all right? So sometimes you want to help people. We want to help our family, our friends, but we end up not helping them at all. Why? Most likely than not, we have formulated a judgment against them. That's right, a judgment. When we come into it to assist someone, but are judging them on how they should know this. You should know this. You could do this. You know what? You're wrong for doing this. You're bad for doing that. We have judged them, and then we block the miracles of the healing from happening. Or most likely not, right? We can think they don't need help at all, and they need to suffer a little bit more. Like when I was an actor on the streets, you had to suffer a little bit more, punish them, ignore them. That will make him change. It just made me not change. Pain got deeper inside. We punish them for what they've done in their lives sometimes. Oh, it's their fault. They get mad at them for doing that. This is where a person takes on the punisher role or the abuser role, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually abuser role, right? Maybe a way of tough love, right? So they learn. That too will not work. How about if you bring in divine intervention, but you leave them hanging where they have to go looking for help elsewhere, right? For the pain that you ignited in them. I just got to tell them one more time what they did and then slam, and run out the door. And they can deal with their emotions. It's their fault. That doesn't work, right? That's shaming them, passing on, judging them, right? I want to come into a situation with love, with compassion, with kindness, right? Heart on our sleeves, non-judgment, impartial judgment. And when we judge, we cut off the flow of the miracles from happening, right? We want to have the miracles flowing in our life. So as soon as we judge, we block the miracles from happening. There is a lesson in everything. So if we are bringing forced change, sometimes there's forced change. You got to change like this. You got to do this. You should know how to do this. Why aren't you doing it this way? Right? Forced change with judgment will quickly learn this will not work for any transformation, but instead will backfire to an overeradicated emotion such as rebel, timeouts, avoidance, rejections, abandonment, denial, yelling, slamming of doors, fights, tensions, and lots of tension. I'm sure you can relate to that one. So when I intervene, or when we interfere, I find it best to bring your hope, right? Bring your bounty, bring your love, bring your bring your excitement. Just be you. Don't try to change them, just be them. Just love them. Love them in what they're doing. Not being like them, but love them, right? Love, trust, bring your bounty, bring your dignity, bring your bliss, bring your caring, bring your compassion to the mix. If we do not bring these qualities, then we will come about into the same place later on in the expansion of now, where someone else turns our whole world upside down, which puts you in a vulnerable position again, where I thought, I never had to deal with that. I thought I was secure in myself. Whatever you do to another comes back around in a full circle, law of cause and effect, right? Do unto others as you would want done unto you, and so be it. Allow change to unfold, Divine One. Allow it to unfold with ease and grace. So when we see dysfunction in another, we subconsciously take on that judgment into our own God-Goddess selves. And when we judge, label, restrict, condemn another, you are only doing this to your own inner child within. So each cell in your body is God-Goddess, a cell of creation. Yes, when you see and focus on dysfunction, we are actually judging ourselves or another. For example, if you're always complaining about someone, how they do not do this and how they don't do that, then we subconsciously take on this judgment energy by attracting people, places, and situations to mirror this to us. Why don't we do this? Why don't you do that? It gets overwhelmed, hard to face responsibility. We get a little tense, a little fear, worry, things to happen. This happens so we make adjustments in our patterns of behavior, right? Not avoiding confrontation, but adjusting how we communicate, right? Also, usually, everyone we see in dysfunction is most likely an aspect of our shadow selves that we have not fully integrated and loved yet. For wherever there's pain and judgment, that's a part of yourself that needs more loving, more healing, more revealing. See, love is an aspect of ourself, Divine Ones, and we want to ignite this love deep within inside yourself. Say you see something, right, that someone is doing that annoys you. Now think of a time in your life others, your parents, friends were annoyed with you for doing those same things. Now, for example, when I was a drug addict, okay, and I was getting clean, I was getting agitated and annoyed with other people that were using and smoking and playing games. You're wasting your life. Can't you think about doing something better with your life? You should get clean. You should get sober. Why are you doing this? Okay, right? I said you're wasting your life, you know, and I was trying to punish him around this, right? But I too was addicted to that. And that was a part of myself I had to learn to love. And as soon as I loved this part of myself and healed this part of myself, I no longer saw them that way. I no longer judged them that way, if that makes sense. Like if you see someone wasting their life with things like smoking and gaming and drinking, you may say this to them. Another one is, I have seen vegans, right? Where, let's take the silk soy or something. They were drinking that. They didn't realize it was made by another company that does with dairy, so there could be chances of dairy in it. So then they get mad at everybody else that's drinking it because it may have dairy in it. You know what I mean? Or there's something that they ate that had dairy in it. You know what I mean? Something that contained dairy. And then they stopped eating it, and they're mad at everybody else for eating it. You shouldn't eat that. You're animal cruelty and things like that. You know what I mean? Well, that's another one that they do, right? So if we are constantly focused on dysfunction in an individual, it is not simple to assist others in finding their own self-worth, their own Christ self within. So yes, it is important to see the limited patterns of behavior and assist if they want you to. If they want your assistance, example as a healer, coach, or counselor, or they seek you, do not force it onto them. You cannot make anyone change, okay? You'll learn that as you're going along, I'm sure. You can't force change, manipulate change, guilt change, fear change. It doesn't work. It just creates a distance and a rift and a separation, a rift filled with fear and pain and guilt and shame. Separation. Doesn't bring them together when you punish it. You ever try punishing a dog? It just has a fear when you try to call it when you really need it, right? It doesn't work, right? But when you love it, reward it when it loves it. It listens, and it grows with you, right? And that way the dog will change and you'll work together. That's what I find. So you're not here to change anyone but yourself, right? So changing how you respond instead of reacting, get out of here, why are you so stupid? How come you don't do anything? You're so dumb all the time. Instead of responding, sitting, empathy, listening, right? You're here to offer the wonderment of those who seek what you have to offer, Grandmaster that you are, right? Do you see others as a mirror of you? Are you punishing you? Every person is a reflection of you, a part of you that you love and accept about yourself, or a part of you that you judge as bad or wrong about yourself. Do you see? Bless everyone that annoys you. Love them with all your heart, right? For it's just a shadow aspect or mirror aspect of yourself, and as soon as you do that, you break that, right? Okay, so this is called the law of free will, is that you have a right to be wrong. That's right. You're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to be wrong, right? Say, I'm allowed to be wrong, right? I'm allowed to make a mistake, right? So no matter what you perceive to be wrong, you are never judged by it. That's right, you're never judged by it. Maybe you'll judge yourself, or maybe others around you will judge you and shame you and guilt trip you for being wrong, but God, Goddess, will never judge you. No matter what you deem wrong, God, Goddess will never judge you. So you become undone, or you grow wise, Divine One. From what you perceive to be wrong, you learn this is what you are here to do. To learn, to evolve, to grow. You are in a school about you, Divine One. You're here to learn about you, to define you, right? To change and grow from, right? To grow wise from the so-called wrong choices that you think you've made. That's wrong, that's bad, I can't do that. Judge myself, I'm going to be so bad, you're going to judge me on. No, you're forgiven and you're loved. As you go throughout life, right? Do your best to be kind to another. A lot of times when we are talking to someone else, right? in a negative way, we could be coming from their limited subconscious beliefs and programs that are emitting to us from their subconscious mind. In this situation, we are mirroring to them the blocks they have so they can heal themselves, all right? Vice versa. A lot of times we are unconsciously doing this. So in turn, just be kind to another and know your reactions could be a direct mirror of their subconscious blocks. In time, you will discern the difference between your feelings, thoughts, right, and patterns, programs, beliefs, programs, and to theirs, and you will respond accordingly. And instead of saying, I'm right, you're wrong, and getting all emotionally torn about what the other person said or did or is doing, walk away, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and walk away, right? It is a finer being to walk away than to stay and get emotionally charged and to prove you're right and to prove them wrong. By doing this, you spiritually grow, Divine One. You spiritually grow. By doing this, you practice the principle of the Father, Mother within, right? If someone is negative, do not pass judgment onto them, right? See the truth of the situation. Find a solution to the situation by focusing on the positive. Every time you judge another, you are judging yourself. You can't see another what you don't already possess, right? So whatever you judge, you become. So it may be best to return that judgment that you've judged on other people, all right? When you judge another and place judgment onto them, it does not change their life at all. This just puts up walls and distances and rifts. I'd also like to add here that after a while, this reflection, where you have this pain, the reflecting back your pain, where you have to heal yourself more, where you have to love yourself more, eventually you reach a point where you heal yourself and they're no longer a reflection of your pain or a reflection of your hardships. This is a part where how do you respond to love? So how do you go about helping this person and assisting this person with empathy and igniting some empowerment and with healing with them if they ask for it? Like, how do you help them with love in that moment? Instead of it seeing as a reflection of your own pain, it's a reflection of how do I respond with love now? My compassion, my dignity, my kindness, my love, my beauty, my excellence. How do I respond with this beauty in life, this greatness in life, helping people? That's another part that we start to see after the done with phase of reflection of pain. Therefore, look at others with love and just allow them with love. Just allow with love, without judgment. Just allow them to be who they are in this moment. Allow them to be whoever they want to be. Whatever reality they want to create, whatever illusions they want to create, whatever God they want to believe in. Allow them to do that. Allow them to be that. Allow. Just allow them to be who they are in this moment, and after, let them be who they are. Look with love, and you will walk blameless, right? And you will always be pure in your being. Look at beings in truth at this moment. Look at their truth. See the truth, and you will not judge. They're living their own divine truth. They're perfectly unfolding in their own truth. It's beautiful. Be with a being and love them. Just love them. Love them as they are. Do not see fault. Do not see problems. Only see light, love, and learning. For when we judge, we are recognizing an altered form of creativity, which is your ideas, not their ideas. I always love those people that offer their ideas that are hidden judgments. If the idea is so darn good, why don't you apply it to yourself? Now, if the body is not loved, it must take your command and start to decay itself. Every time we dislike our body, right? We speak bad about our body. We condemn our body. We feel insecure about our body. We see our body in lack and we're comparing our body. We disrespect our body. Oh, this is ugly. This is ugly. I don't like this. Look at this. This is fat over here. We compare it. We judge it. We're criticizing. You're actually activating the death hormone in your body to kick in and start to decay the body. Every time we judge ourselves or ourselves, we start to self-destruct ourselves. Our vitality is sucked from us. We lower down to lower energies of guilt, I'm not good enough, and shame and fear, and our vitality, and you're just all drained and tired all the time, all worn out all the time. But when you have this positive attitude to your life, right, you lift yourself up, right? So negative self-talk accumulates this thing called louche energy, you know, like guilt and daemon energy. It was like the force of death. Force of death energy, right? And it lowers you. We have a certain amount of death energy and a certain amount of life force energy. And we keep speaking bad about ourselves and judging ourselves and condemning ourselves. We fill ourselves up with daemonian energy and we lower ourselves in frequency and energy, right? So we develop more aches and pains this way. So therefore, if the body is not loved, it must take the command which it is given and start to decay itself, right? So instead, try saying to yourself beautiful things, like dancing in front of the mirror. I love my hair, I love my ears, I love my mouth, I love my body, I love my presence, I love my being. Right? Talk about how special you are, how loved you are, how much you matter, how much your value is, you know, the worth you have to offer, right? Talk about your authentic self. Talk about all your beauty that you want to share. And when we love all that we are unconditionally, we grow in life force energy. That's right, you do. You will have more energy than you can ever imagine when you love all aspects of your being. You're here to master the man-woman body and to experience the beautiful aspects of life as you unfold yes to life, divine ones. So you were never created imperfect. You never were. You are perfectly experiencing life. That's right. So you have never been imperfect in your being, not once. You are perfect. We have been taught that we are not perfect, that we are all imperfect beings. Have a nice little swim there, Kylie? Yeah, a little swimmy, eh? So, if we feel imperfect, then it must be a mistake of the universe, right? A reject, a mistake. I tell you, entity, the universe does not create imperfect things. It does not create mistakes. The universe does not create mistakes at all. The universe creates everything perfect, and you are perfect. You are perfect in the creation of God, Goddess, and experiencing life, divine one. If a being is told they are unperfect, okay, he is unperfect. Right? If I believe I'm imperfect, they believe this creates insecurity, they feel alone, disempowered, unworthiness, unloved, and they feel on purpose, they have no useful, and they need someone to save them, someone rescue, someone come and help me. I'm such a martyr and self-pity martyr victim. So you are perfect just the way you are in this moment, even at your so-called darkest hour, even if the gross things you have done and labeled wrong, right? Things you deem as a sin. All the thoughts and emotions at the height of your enlightenment, to your entire life has been done in perfection, divine one. Perfection is an awareness, okay? An ongoingness and a knowingness. The perfection is always a way of expanding yourself and growing yourself and evolving yourself. So in this moment, you are already perfectly. You are perfectly unfolding in the creation of your thoughts and the creation of your feelings, right? So perfection is an awareness. Perfection is an ongoingness. Perfection is a knowingness that perfection is always of expanding, right? Expanding. So you can be perfectly miserable, right? You can be perfectly happy. It's your choice. Enjoy the perfection of life. If you would like to know more on this in detail, I did do a video on it called You Are Perfect. You can take a look at it there, right? So the Mother, Father, God, Goddess sees all things as perfect. Let's take a dog, for example. Hi, Kylie, right? One may say that a dog stinks is dumb, right? Rolling in rotten salmon. Dogs are always doing something wrong and stinky and gross and disgusting. They might bite you all the time. Now, that person has condemned a dog. Right away condemned him, and I've met those people while I'm walking. They think all dogs are evil, and some children, oh my God, a dog's gonna hurt me, and they condemned it. Another person would say, oh, dogs, they love to roll in stinky things and fun dogs. Dogs are cute and playful. Yeah, they do things, they chew things. Yeah, they chew that once in a while, it's okay. Loyal companion, man's best friend. You know what I mean? This person praises dogs. They love dogs. But you see, one person may praise, or other person may condemn. That dog's shaking their water with me. Ew, gross. Yeah, that water's sharing. That dog's sharing their love with me. They're sharing their water with me, right? But this is probably caused by upbringing, culture, and experiences that has caused one to view dogs as perfect or unperfect. Culture, beliefs, and upbringing. That's what it's all about. That's how you're viewing the world. Who taught you, right? But in the eyes of the Creator, all of creation is beautiful. All things are perfect. All things of themselves are ultimately pure in creation. God has allowed you the option of judgment to cast your opinion onto any of God's creations. You're allowed to cast your opinions, give you the free will of doing that. Judge if you wish. We'll come back to you. But do it if you wish. It's your choice, right? Just know from the eyes of God, all things are amazing. All things are perfect. And every atom, every molecule, everything around you is God, Goddess in creation. So it is beautiful. It is perfectly beautiful. Woo, woo, yeah. Right away, you're judging and you're blocking the miracle from happening when you do that. You want to stop judging yourself already, okay? Stop judging yourself and others already. By focusing on love of another, we fill that being with Christ's light. We also fill our own God-Goddess cells with Christ's light. Gratitude rushes. Loving another for whatever creation they have, whatever reality they have, loving them. You are here to hold compassion, love, as love in the air fills, right? It fills your being. It fills this space with your love, heart with compassion. I know what it feels like to live without seeing dysfunction in another. All is beautiful, meaning everyone is rebirthing into wholeness, into their own holy Christ self, right? If you tend to judge yourself and others, this usually stems from childhood, where you may have felt judged, abandoned, denied, not good enough, low self-worth, and or you felt rejected. Let's now go back to this time, okay? Let's you and I go back to this time where you felt rejected, abandoned, alone. And people were labeling you, condemning you. Maybe they were picking on you. Think about times you were picked on, you rejected, or your mom rejected you, or didn't let you speak up. You had to be seen, not heard, right? You're always seeking approval and acceptance. You're always being judged for every action you did. No matter what you did was wrong. It was condemned. It wasn't good enough. I want you to think of that moment. Go back that moment right now. Go to the backdrop of the past and be in this moment. Be with this version of yourself now. Collecting trauma and stresses that have impacted your past and clearing them through Creator's light right now. You're going to give support and love to this version of yourself right now. Tell this version of yourself you're here for her or him. Tell this version of yourself you understand this part of yourself right now. This part of yourself needs you right now. Be with this part of yourself. Run and dive into this part of yourself. Dive into your shadow aspect of yourself. Face your shadow and run and dive. Be with this part of yourself now. Tell this part of yourself now that you're now here for them. Hold them. Tell them the benefits that healing will bring. Tell them the hopes and dreams. Tell them of your hopes and dreams. Tell them of your sparks. Tell them of your creation. Tell them the things that you want to do in your life. Tell them that everything is perfectly unfolding in your life. Tell them this. Tell them that you're never going to judge them for what they do. Tell them you're never going to judge them for whatever they want to create in their life. And ask the Creator to release all mind control, inherited dysfunctions, programs, patterns, limited thoughts, unprocessed emotions, limited beliefs around judging others, including yourself, Divine One, on the core genetic soul and the history level, across all spaces and time. And ask this part of yourself, right, to let go of poor me, martyr, victim, life is tough, I can't do this, I'm hopeless, I'm helpless, no one can help me, I don't know how to do it. It's time to release those parts of yourself. Every time you judge yourself, you defragment yourself. You want to call back those beautiful soul fragments of yourself back through Creator's light, cleansed and purified. I call back all defragmented parts of myself, my soul fragments, and I call them back to be cleansed and purified. All parts of myself that I judged and condemned and I thought were wrong, come back, cleansed and purified, right? Through the Creator's light to cleanse and purify your soul. So every time you're judged, or you felt judged, or every time you felt rejected and abandoned, these parts of yourself, you would have defragmented yourself, separated yourself. Now these parts are important to integrate back into you. They're very important, cleansed and purified without the trauma, without the pain, but integrated whole into the Lord God, Goddess of your being again, right? Oh, yeah. So give back now all the judgment and the shame that is placed onto you. Give back people's loneliness, their unworthiness, their fear, their afraidness. You got to do that. You got to do this. You're going to go here. You're going to go to hell. You're going to be burned at the stake. You're going to be denied and abandoned. You can't do that. It's wrong. Don't do it. Labels like jealousy. Give it all back to them. Their hate, their envy. Give it back to them. Yeah. I see everyone as beautiful, meaning beautiful as Divine One is coming into their wholeness. You're coming into your wholeness, integrated, whole and complete in this part of yourself that was judged and condemned. You're picking it up, you're dusting it off, and you're loving this part of yourself. Everybody else in the world is grown up, separated. You've grown old, and it's turning to you now, this part of yourself. Turn to this part of yourself and love this part of yourself. This part of yourself was judged and condemned. And know you will not be a critical parent to this part of yourself. You will love this part of yourself with all your heart and all your being. Ask the cells that are holding judging energy to be cleansed and purified on all levels from the Lord God, Goddess of your being. See everyone in their full power. So be it, Divine Ones. Break free of righteousness. I know how to break free of righteous condemnation and assimilated mind control that I've been embedded in my frontal cortex. I know what it feels like to respond instead of reacting. I surrender to what is in this expanded moment of the ongoingness of isness, in the creation of life. I ask for truth to be shown to me, Divine One. I see the solution in every situation. I break free of illusions. I let go of assumptions. I speak and listen with compassion. The highest form of knowledge is compassion, entity. That is the highest form of knowledge, is compassion. I know the vibration of my feelings, beliefs, and patterns, emotions, etc. from another. Set that into motion. I know what it feels like to live without taking another person's blocks. But if I do, I transform them to light and love immediately. Affirmations today as I choose to love myself. I am worthy of love, and I always have been. I am awesome. I am awesome. I am a miracle. I am a miracle. I am whole and complete. I am an aspect of the Creator, for the Creator is an aspect of me. I love God, Goddess. I love myself just the way I am. I am beautiful. I am whole. Everything is perfect just the way it is, Divine One. I am perfectly learning. I am perfectly growing. I am perfectly experiencing life. I am perfect. I am whole and complete. I am perfect. If you were judged, choose understanding. If you were rejected, choose acceptance now. If you were shamed, choose compassion and remorse. Now is the time to be the person you needed when you were hurting. When you were hurting. Not some condemnation, bad or wrong or stupid. Don't do that wrong. Be the support. Be that loving support for this part of yourself. Not the person who hurt you. Be the person that loves you. Love this part of yourself. Okay, so when you look into nature, do you judge the trees or do you just allow the trees to be the trees that they are? So when you look into nature, everything is perfect, right? You see many trees. Some had more water. Some had more sun, right? Some had less water. Some had less sun. Some were cut. Some trees were straight. Some trees were bent. Some trees had a rock fall over and some trees grew up from that rock. Some had washed away. Some had another tree that fell over top of it. Some got struck by lightning. Some were burnt. Some had fungus. Some had a beetle that ate it, right? Some were through a storm. Some grew on top of rock. Some grew on rich soil. You start to understand that nature is all perfect. It is perfect in its harmony. You refrain from getting all emotionally torn about that. When you see that in nature, oh my God, that one got less water. Oh my God, let's judge it. You should do better than that. Right? So therefore, when you look into a group of people, oh, look, there's a whole crowd of people. Look, there's a whole crowd of trees. Turn your perspective over. Some had a mother, some had a father, some were beaten by their mother, some were beaten by their father, some had step-parents, some were sexually abused. Some were in foster parents, foster homes, some were welfare, some were wealthy, some had different programming, different schools, different culture, different food, different ideas, right? Some were beaten. It's just, some were born of addicted to substance, some don't fully develop. But it's all perfect, all right? But you start to judge it. That's wrong, and we gotta be perfect. This is how idea perfect. We gotta be like this perfect thing. Idea is perfection, limitation, but we're perfectly unfolding, and we are right now, Divine One, right? So when we judge, we separate ourselves. So if I'm judging these trees, I'll separate myself. But I'm saying, beautiful tree, that's beautiful, had water. This one bent over on the cliff right here. Maybe that one kind of tilted over a bit, and it kind of grew up like that. But that's beautiful. It's perfect. That tree should have stayed straight. Someone should have raised that tree better. You know what I mean? So it doesn't bend over like that. So we had to start letting go of that judgment mentality that you're so addicted to, and we're so programmed and hardwired into. Right? Our whole culture is based on judgment. It's been enforced. All the great holy wars were to spread the judgment. The highest form of knowledge is compassion, Divine One. This is what I focus on, right? This is what I see. I see the real you, the truer you, the higher self you, the divine you, the soul you, the whole and complete you with compassion and empathy, Divine One. Where no matter what you're doing in your life right now, wherever you are going, whatever you have done, at this moment you are enough, Divine One. In this moment you are perfectly unfolding and experiencing and learning and evolving in life. This keeps my mind off judgment, and instead I focus on seeing impartial judgment and you and your full power, your beauty, your splendor, your magnificence, and your honor. Namaste to you, Divine One. Namaste. Question, do you think a tree judges a person who wants to use the tree for shade? Are you judging me for using this place for my video today, tree? Do you want something? Does the tree say, nope, sorry, no, you can't do it here today. My property. I own and work hard for this. It's my money. right? So sometimes, not all. A tree welcomes its shade, its shelter to all people, all ethnic groups, all religions. Anybody in this whole city could come to this spot and this tree would accept you and allow you to be here. It wouldn't say, get out of here. Be that non-judgmental tree, and you may learn a thing or two, right? You may just learn. And instead of being naive and arrogant and ignorant, my way or the highway, listen to me, ours is the dominant one. You know, once you get past that, then maybe you can learn, and deepen your wisdom and deepen your love, right? But it's perfect where you are. You're perfectly unfolded. Just allow others to perfectly unfold and learn and do whatever they want to do. When you judge, you descend. So when you listen to understand instead of judging, we learn, right? We learn. It's what you're here to learn. You're here to what? You're here to what? You grow, expand in love, right? So you are perfectly unfolding in life, Divine One. Appreciate people just the way they are. Whatever they believe, whatever they do, their background, their history, love them. Whatever it is they want to create, beautiful. Whatever reality, beautiful. Allow them to create. And whatever it is, love it. You see, everything is perfect. God, Goddess, is discovering his or herself through you. Everything is perfect. All right? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. No matter what it is you believe in, I appreciate you. I really do. This is Chris Parr from Miraculite. If you judge me with my crystal skull, you've blocked the learning process. That means no learning will absorb in. Just label it, bad devil. Right? Let me know how that's going for you. When you judge, guess what? You block the miracles. When you judge, you block the miracles. This is Chris Parr from Miraculite, Syrian and Lemurian Council and the Galactic Council of Light. Divine intervention is here. Galactic Council of Light. Woo! Woo! Blessings, Divine Ones. Over and out. Yeah.